Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this overview webinar of Shoebooks. My name's Andrew Oldham. I'll be hosting the session for the next sort of half an hour, and thank you for your time. What I'm going to do today is take you through a little bit of background about Shoebooks if you haven't come across us before, haven't actually used the software before, give you an idea of some of the support features we have, and then take you through a quick overview of some of the main features and functionality of Shoebooks. Firstly, Shoebooks is 100% cloud-based. To access the software, you can go straight to our website, www.shoebooks.com.au. And while we're here, you'll see there's a whole range of information. If you want to get more information about Shoebooks, pricing, some of the features, some of the services that we provide our clients, which in terms of consulting and system integration, a free trial if you want to quickly get access to a free trial, and support. Now, just while we're here, just to show you some of the support that we do have within Shoebooks, we have a very comprehensive how-to guide, which is all online, which you can open up in a separate tab. You can also request support, look at any software updates. We have an online help wiki, which I'll show you once we get into our overview of the software. You can also book some training and look at some upcoming events. If I just quickly show you the support platform, we have an intuitive platform that you can actually search for solutions. So I might be looking to how to enter in a logo, and it will come up with a list of solutions that we've entered in the system before. If you can't find the solution, you can quickly go and add a support ticket, which gets logged straight away. So just going back to the main screen. So what I'll do now is I'll jump in, and again, you can access Shoebooks from anywhere at any time using any browser, whether it's using a Mac, Windows-based, desktop, laptop, iPad. You've got full functionality no matter what device that you're using. But what I'll do is I'll log in. I'll just log in using a test. When you first log into Shoebooks, you're presented with a screen which will shortly have dashboards for things like money in, money out, other task-related type of activities, so you can quickly get a snapshot of where your business is at. You can also quickly get access to the calendar, which I'll go to in a second. Quick access to questions, so you have the ability to add a question against any transaction. So fantastic tool if you're wanting to communicate with your bookkeeper or accountant about a certain transaction or other users within your business. You can also send direct questions to support via the questions. Before I jump in, just to give you a quick look at the layout of Shoebooks. You'll see here we've got a couple of different menu structures. We've designed Shoebooks with efficiency and speed with minds. So effectively, with one click of a button, you can get to any transaction you like. So if I just quickly show you, if I wanted to get access to invoices, I can highlight the menu bar. I don't actually have to click into menu. I can see every single module that's under the main menu, click into my invoices and get a quick snapshot of all the invoices that I've actually entered into the system. While we're actually in this screen, just to give you a quick overview, this is the accounts receivable module. You'll see it's color-coded purple. We've actually color-coded all of our modules. But in here, again, you can quickly get access to your main menu bars. You've also got access to getting to other areas of accounts receivable, whether it's to jump in and have a look at your customers, quotes, receipts, projects, and new transactions. So from this screen, you can quickly get in and start entering in a new invoice, which I'll go through in detail in a second. If I just jump into some of these menus, the main menu, this is something that's got all features and modules turned on. So again, if you haven't used Shoebooks before, we've got a comprehensive list of features and modules that you can use. Some you'll be able to see on the main menu. Some are actually in the setup in the back end that you can switch on. But as you can see here, this has got access to accounts receivable, accounts payable, projects or jobs, as we call them, which effectively means you can go in and manage I'll just quickly show you a job, and that could be used for a particular project that you're actually working on. It could be used to actually track a certain supplier. If you're in the hospitality industry and you're looking to track to see how, let's say, a promotion from Foster's is performing, you've got the ability to add comments, look at stages, look at the hours that have been submitted to a project. So with our online timesheets in the calendar feature, you can actually add hours which can be invoiced to the project. Any quotes, invoices, purchases, bills, attachments. While we're on attachments, you've actually got the ability to attach any type of document against any type of transaction. But again, a good way to be able to centralize all of your communication around a project. So just going back to main menu, the other features in here is payroll, inventory, which again for inventory you can use just as a product list, or you can use for full inventory where you're tracking ins and outs and levels using average cost pricing, current cost, sales price, those sorts of things. A lot of tasks, so we've got recurring transactions, so any type of transaction, whether it's an invoice or a bill or a journal, can be set up as a recurring transaction, which is really helps create efficiencies. You've obviously got banking up here where you can do your bank recs, look at bank and credit card deposits and withdrawals and those sorts of things. Within the payroll module, I'll click on employees. The payroll module has a lot of flexibility in terms of how you set up payroll, which I'll just jump back into again. So, for example, you can create as many different pay rates as you like. Quickly by hitting the little plus button, entering different pay rates that you may have. Again, we do a lot of work in the hospitality industry where we've got very complex pay rate tables. Again, we can certainly help our clients with that. But looking at different areas, automatic, the tax tables are updated automatically for you, and you've got the ability to actually go back and upload previous year's tax tables if you needed to make changes. Same with super. Again, we will update the new super rates coming into effect. Again, you've got the ability to bring that in automatically when you choose to. And without going into all of these, you've got the ability to have a range of different leave types, allowance deductions and liabilities, a lot of flexibility in terms of how you treat those transactions. So if I just click on one of these car allowances, to give you an idea, you've got the ability to different methods used, whether it's fixed amount, percentage rate, whether it increases gross or net pay, different accounts that associated with it, percentages, whether it's taxable or exempt from tax, whether it's super or excluded super. So again, you effectively can build your own payroll platform without going into everything else. A lot of flexibility in all the modules, payment summaries. Again, end of financial year, you can quickly preview all of your payment summaries and then download them, send them to employees, all formatted correctly for you. Just go back in just to finalize leave adjustments and so forth. So, and within payroll, you've also got access to an employee portal. So for businesses that are wanting team members or employees to access timesheets, if you're using online timesheets, again we've got that functionality. They can access their pay slips, they can access their pay checks, they can change personal information, so they don't need to actually call into your payroll department. They have the ability to do that at any time they like. That's a separate link which is available via our website as well, which I won't go into. So a lot of functionality which covers off certainly small to medium-sized enterprise. A couple other key features just to quickly show you. This is the setup screen. You've got the ability to quickly add your company details, which is information that is shown on your invoices and statements alike. So the ability to upload logos and logos for your statements. You set up divisions. So a very, very powerful tool within Shoebooks. It gives you the ability, certainly if you've got multiple locations or you're just looking to report on different cost centers within your business, if you can report under one entity, you can set up as many divisions or cost centers as you like, and up to 10 subdivisions within each, which means when you're entering in transactions into Shoebooks, you've got the ability to override default divisions and apply every single transaction to a certain division. Out of that, just to show you the output, if I go into our reporting screen, which you'll see here, down the bottom, if I have a look at profit and loss by divisions total, I've got the ability to choose a certain division, or I can leave it open to present the P&L full with all divisions. I can actually bring in a project into a certain division to have a look at how a job or project's performing. I can show budgets. I can have maximum division levels, which is going to show every single division, or I can collapse that right back to one consolidated P&L. So just to give you an example, if I preview this, the P&L is presented like normal, so your income, cost of sales, those sorts of things. This is the main division and subdivisions, again with all the totals running. And if I wanted to, I can actually download that into a CSV file, I can PDF it, I can print it, a whole range of things. But if I wanted to collapse it into one consolidated P&L, I use the maximum division levels, hit preview, and that will consolidate all into one P&L. So a lot of flexibility around the division on the side of the business. So just going back into setup, just a few other things for you to be aware of that are quite useful. We've got budgets. So again, with your P&Ls, you can enter in your budgets and track your P&Ls versus budget. A whole range of different functionality in the back end that you can use. Accounting periods. So up the top here, you can actually, once you've reconciled certain periods, you can lock the platform so people can still view transactions. They can't change transactions. You need to unlock the system to do that. You've got the ability to have multiple printing formats for whether it's your bills, your payments, your invoices. You've got the flexibility to customize those, whether it's put your logo on the right-hand side or on the left-hand side and those sorts of things. You've got the ability to put in your payment details and a range of different templates. Other features in here that are very, very useful are the reminder system. So you've actually, and a scheduling system down the bottom here. So you've got the ability to not just set up recurring transactions, as I said before, whether that is for invoices or bills or journal entries, whatever it may be. But we've actually got a scheduling system that allows you to automatically send out invoices or unpaid invoices, statements on a predetermined a day of the month, remittance advices, and importantly, you can actually set up a schedule to send your debtors a follow-up reminder. So you could set a schedule, for example, that might be every 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, that if a client hasn't paid you, you can have the system actually send them an automatic email with a template and the invoice attached. So a fantastic tool to help increase cash flow. A whole range of different flexibility in the back end that allows you to put in different payment methods, receipt methods, different tax codes, and those sorts of things. Just want to quickly show you the user access. We have a lot of capabilities in the user permission side of Shoebooks. So effectively, depending on how you structure your business, and I'll just have a look at some roles that we've got set up here. So you might have employees and they might have certain permissions, and that could be just to access, I'll show you the permissions. They might be able to only access, have a look here, all the employee login or the portal information. Going back, you might have a permission for a manager or an operator or an accounts person, a bookkeeper, an accountant, but effectively you can go through and set up any type of role as you like and apply that role to a new user. And just to show you some of that flexibility, if I jump into just a manager, if I show permissions again, you can effectively turn on and off any type of feature within Shoebooks. So here you can sort of, up here we've got some items up here, whether you give them access to it, whether they can print it, whether they can email it, whether they can download it, whether they can actually add line items or delete them, or main details and then line details. Under the finances, effectively, if they're allowed to confirm a transaction, which commits it to the general ledger, or if they can release it. A lot of flexibility. So you can actually turn on and off certain buttons within the system. For example, if I go back to main menu, you could actually turn everything off they see within this main menu, and they could only see, if it's an accounts payable person who can only enter in purchase orders, they would only see this purchase order button. They wouldn't see any of these other buttons, which is a bit of a teaser. We can strip that right back. So again, a fantastic tool that if you've got separate accounts people, or again, bookkeepers, accountants, whatever it may be, that the flexibility around the back end is very, very powerful. So that's enough of setup. There's a very easy to get started by entering in, as I said before, your company details, your logos, your divisions, departments you use for payroll, options. You can quickly add some messages for your invoices, payment details, whatever you like. So once you've got that set up, you can then go into the import screen. You'll see here you've got the ability to import a whole range of information. So whether it's your customers, and I'll just click on here to give you an idea of the screens because they all look very similar. Import tab delimited or a CSV file, and we've got some defaults here. If the some of the fields in the templates are missing, you've got the ability to append new customers or update your customer list. If I go back here, again, you can bring in invoices, receipts, all your supplies, your bills, your payments, whatever it may be. Bank transactions, so you can manually bring in a CSV file on a weekly, monthly basis and apply rules against those bank transactions. So here, this is just an example that you might have some, expenses coming in every single month that are for Officeworks, and you can actually set up some automation around how it gets, what expense it gets applied. Projects, a whole range of different things, your products. You can bring in, import journals as well. So getting started and bringing in your customers and bringing in some journals and other information is quite straightforward. We can certainly help our clients with that. We've certainly got templates and instructions on how you can actually get set up and then start entering in your opening balances, bringing in live transactions, whether that is invoices or bills. So you're transacting against. Making sure you've got the right crossover date and those sorts of things. On the imports, just while we're here, we've actually got a SOAP interface, which is, if I just click on our homepage, I'll just quickly go back to it. So if you're looking to actually integrate and automate with other platforms, whether that be a CRM, whether that be a point of sale system or a job tracking platform, under our support tab, we've got a link to a SOAP interface that you can share with your developers, and that effectively gives them access to all the code behind our SOAP interface, which allows you to do a whole range of things, and which is some examples here like creating new customers, suppliers, employee records, creating invoices and bills, searching different areas of Shoebooks, applying receipts, a whole range of things. So you can do a lot of automation with your systems and remove some of that data entry. So that's the import tab. The calendar tab, just quickly to show you that. You've got the ability to use the calendar to add reminders, have a look at any overdue tasks that you've got within the system, whether it's overdue bills, look at your customers that you might be doing some things with. You've also got a range of projects in here that you can quickly click on to see what you're doing. You can actually quickly add a reminder within the calendar here. You can also add time against a project here, which you can select to invoice, which effectively will drop down into your invoice bucket. Again, another fantastic tool around automation. Have a look at some of your banking information and those sorts of things. So on top of this, we've also got another help wiki within the platform. So if you click on, if I go back, show you a better example, if I highlight, if I'm in Invoices and I want to know how to search for an invoice, if I click on the help button, it will actually bring me to the help file for that particular page, which again, I can actually have in a separate tab, as you can see here, or maybe put it onto a different screen, and that will walk me through how I search for invoices and then add for invoices. Another tool. So let's just have a look at, I'm just going to show you the invoice screen. We've developed the search facility within Shoebooks. So if you're looking at accounts receivable, it's the same as you'd be potentially looking at accounts payable or a bill. We've designed it, again, with a lot of search facilities. So the first thing that gets displayed is your dashboards. You can actually turn these on and off, and they'll actually come back on when you next log in. So this just gives you an idea of most recent invoices created, where you can quickly click through to that particular transaction. Just a little dashboard there showing your monthly sales. Down here, you've got the ability to refine your search. So again, it could be by customer, salesperson, entry status, so whether it's confirmed or unconfirmed. Hit search. That will just bring the search screen down to your relevant search criteria. You've also then, once you're in here, you can click on the headers here to search by column. Every column is live. You can quickly click into the transaction or straight into the customer, but I'll just quickly go into a transaction just to show you what it looks like. This is an invoice that's unconfirmed. You've got the ability to add comments with follow-up items, and you can report on your follow-up items. So it could be that you've actually entered in a quote that you want to make sure that you've got a follow-up date to follow up the quote. You can attach, so again, you can attach something to the invoice, or if it's a bill, you could actually attach the invoice from the supplier. You've got the ability, once you've entered in your details for your invoice, again, which is very easily done. We've got a few in here already. If I want to quickly add a new invoice, we've got some automation around entering in certain products or services depending on how you're using Shoebooks. Again, it just brings some automated information straight through. So detail comes through, income account. Divisions, as I said before, you can actually override the default division or apply certain line items to a division. You can actually then allocate this particular line item to a project as well to track the full costings of the project or bring over sale price. You can then add it. You can also then invoice hours, which is effectively, it will bring up any hours that have been applied to this client or product that need to be automatically invoiced. You can reorder the lines as well. Once you've completed it, you can then quickly print it. That just gives you an example of the standard template we've got. So your logo, again, these can be customized, your payment details, remittance advices down the bottom. So a range of things you can do there. You can also email it, which obviously is the quickest, most effective way to get it to the client. And again, you can actually send it as a HTML file, or you can send it as a PDF, override who it's coming from, add a message, and then send it. Again, you can use the scheduling system to do that for you on a predetermined period. You can also duplicate invoices quickly. Again, if you've got some recurring type of clients that you've got a certain template, invoice template you use, you can use the duplicate, set up a recurring transaction. So if this is a client that you're invoicing on a weekly basis, you can set up a recurring transaction to create and potentially confirm the invoice if you like. And again, you can add the question to a certain transaction. So a lot you can do within that. Again, if I had a quick look and showed you the bills, the screen looks the same. So apart from it being a different color, being in red, the search screen looks the same. If I actually click on an actual bill, that looks the same. You can release it, print it, attach it, email it. Once it's confirmed, you can go straight into the general ledger to have a look to see what's happening. And again, set up recurring transactions and those sorts of things. So a lot of flexibility in there as well. Just to finish off, I'll quickly show you again the report screen, comprehensive reports. We can also build customized reports, or you can actually build custom reports as well. We can certainly help. But as you can see here, this is something that's got all the modules turned on, which if you didn't have payroll, you obviously wouldn't see the payroll reports, but we've got some good reports around all customer notes, which again just shows you some all the follow-up action items that you've got against all of your clients. And just to go through it, the payroll, a lot of sophisticated reporting on payroll, including payroll super, leave, different liabilities, all of your employees, a whole range of things. Employee notes, again, if you're in the accounts team and you've got follow-up items against your employees, you've got the ability to have a look at that as well. Your products, your inventory, a lot of detail around your general ledger reporting. So you can jump in here and have a look at when you can preview your complete general ledger, or you can actually search on certain transaction type and then get straight into the transaction. And if I just jump back into the financial statements, a lot of these, the usual type of things, balance sheet, P&Ls by budget, the divisions, trial balances, recurring transactions, and your BAS. So Shoebooks obviously can prepare your BAS for you. I'll just show you an example. And that gives you an idea of what it looks like. Do all your GST calculations for you. So again, a lot of capability in the reports, and certainly we do a lot of custom reports for clients that might have multiple locations and want to consolidate multiple entities and those sorts of things as well. So that gives you a quick overview of Shoebooks. Again, if you want to have a more detailed one-on-one chat about your own business and how Shoebooks can apply, please let me know, and I look forward to hearing from you in the near future. Thank you. Bye.